Hello everyone, it's DAMM time. I think I'm starting like a minute or two late. I swear, it's amazing how the UPS guy comes like 30 seconds before I'm about to go live. And so I just feel like I need to like run and get the package so it doesn't sit out there. Anyway, I hope that you're going to be drawing along with me today, but if not, just watching is okay too. Let's see. Let's, I guess, just get started. Do I have any feeling for the type of mandala I'm going to be doing today? How am I feeling? I'm actually feeling a little scatterbrained today. I don't know why. I have been feeling that way all day. I've been trying to get stuff done and my mind starts to wander and I just can't focus on what I need to get done. So let's see if I can actually use this mandala to kind of reset my brain. I can get some stuff done the rest of the day. All right, let's start. Let's just go simple today, since I don't think I'm going to be able to think of anything too fancy. So we'll just start with our flower petals. Can you see those okay? There we go. I actually tried to angle the camera a little bit so it's kind of at an angle, hopefully a little bit easier to see what the line work. Sometimes when it's straight up and down, it goes just right on top. Hey Adele, how are you? And so hopefully this will be a little bit easier. I mean, I think you could see, when it's straight up and down, okay, but just having a tiny bit of an angle maybe will help you see the lines that I'm making. So I just did like kind of an outline of this basic shape of the flower, and it's kind of a fallback for me when I'm just not sure what else to make. Hey Rebecca. And so in those times where I'm just not sure what lines to make or shapes to make, I do a lot of repeated shapes, a lot of outlining the same shapes, and that's perfectly okay. I mean, sometimes we have kind of a mind to be a little bit more creative in what we're doing, and sometimes we really don't, and we just need that ability to to use things that are easy, we don't have to think so much about. So just doing a lot of repeated shapes and double lines and outlining and things like that makes it really easy. And again, remember, I'm turning my paper just to save my wrist, and I'm remembering my lines, so my definite start and stop point on a line is to keep it more mindful. Let's see. Adele, you love watching the DAMM videos. Oh, yay! I'm glad that you do. They are, even just watching is very relaxing. Have you tried one yourself yet? If not, you definitely should. You will like it. If you think, drawing them is relaxing in a different way. I mean, just watching somebody draw them is relaxing and just like that kind of, carefree, you just get to like watch the movement and hear the voice kind of way. But when you draw them, it's relaxing in a whole different way because you have that direct mindful experience. Okay, let's do another layer of these little, what I call chubby triangles. And we'll just, somewhere towards the top of the one below it, we'll just put another layer. Just being very deliberate in my line work, and kind of like you're making your lines with a purpose. You're not just randomly kind of making the lines and shapes. You have a purpose. You have your pen on the paper and you're making this line. You're starting and you're stopping. Adele, it's how I finish way to disconnect. Yes, yeah, that's, you know, I was doing them only in the morning, but I like doing it in the afternoon too, because it kind of like, it lets me like sort of refocus from the day and things like that. Rebecca says, I'm still trying to fill up my poster board. Oh, that's right. Oh my gosh, I forgot about your poster board. Yes, yes, show me. I want to see. Okay, let's see. Let's do, I'm going to do like one of these long sort of leaf type oblong shapes coming out just from the top of this inner triangle here. And these going around, because they're so disconnected from each other, will likely end up being different sizes. Like a lot of times I'll start and they'll be really long, and then by the time I get around, they're really short, or, you know, really fat, and they end up really skinny. But as I keep saying, we don't care about that. It is okay. We're not trying to make high art here. We're not trying to have perfectionism. We're trying to use these mandalas as a way to really have that kind of meditation time. And like I said, I've told this story before, but for new people, it's how I started making mandalas. Is I just could not meditate in a normal, like, you know, traditional fashion. I just couldn't, and I would get more just irritated and frustrated with anything because I just couldn't do it. So I had to find some other way. Let's see. Let's make our sort of partial circles in between here, right? So doing like that in between, just top to top, just like a little almost semicircle. So I really wanted to find some way that I could have that kind of meditative time, and just, you know, be able to have that, I don't know, that time to, you know, that kind of inward time. And I started out just kind of doodling, which in a way is nice. I mean, it has its own sort of relaxing benefits, but doodling is really more of a mindless exercise, I usually say, because you're not, you know, there's usually no set. I don't even know how to, because there's not really a set pattern so much in mandalas, but usually you just do doodling as just, you know, a mindless thing as you're doing something else, and so it can be very relaxing. It doesn't have quite the same feeling as doing a mandala where you're really focusing on your line work and the repetitive shapes and kind of building from the center out. You have that, you know, that kind of central sort of grounding spot, and you're building out sort of concentrically. I think that just really helps with that, you know, that meditative quality. Anyway, let's see. Let's go ahead and make, let's do like my kind of Hershey Kiss shapes. Let's just like squash them down a little bit. Like this. And these, you can see this is wonky. These shapes I definitely will come out always wonky. They're not easy shape to make. Usually one side will come out, you know, bigger than the other, or longer than the other, or more squashed than the other. And that's okay. Kind of adds to their charm. And you can tell today, even talking through my mandala, I'm still like a little scatterbrained. I can't hold a thought in my head. I don't know what the problem is. It's to the point that it's funny. Like I'll be thinking of something or trying to do something, then like 10 minutes later, I realize that I don't even remember what I'm doing. I'm just like drifting off. I'm thinking about like random things, and I just like start laughing at myself because I'm like, okay, there's like, I just seriously need to have a little bit of brain downtime tonight, I think. It's all the mermaids I've been drawing. I need to have a mermaid-less night. I'm going to do another row of this same shape. And let's see, let's actually start from right at the tip of each one, because that kind of makes like a really cool shape, and I'll show you once we get that. So we're just going to go right from the tip of the one below it and make that same shape. And so you kind of get like two things going on. You get the really cool shape here, but then you get this really kind of cool shape that's going on in between them. And it actually looks, maybe I'll put another row. It actually looks really cool when you just sell those rows of like that together. I've done entire oh my gosh, my notebook keeps getting stuck on a little ledge on my table, and it's about to drive me crazy. It definitely keeps interrupting my mindful experience here. So yeah, that's another thing in setting up, or in just, you know, having, not that you need to set up, because I always like say you can make these mandalas anywhere. I mean, I've showed you, I've done videos where I've done them on newspaper, you know, you can do them on napkins with, you know, whatever. But just having, you know, like as little things around you to kind of break that time for yourself. Like sometimes I like having music on while I do them, and sometimes I don't. I definitely like having music on that doesn't have a lot of lyrics, because that seems to be a disconnect for me, because I start listening to the lyrics or singing along with the lyrics, and it breaks that experience for me in making the mandala. Okay, I'm going to do another layer of these just to show you. Now, as we get bigger around, so we have a lot more space to cover, so our shapes will get bigger and bigger. So this next one we're going to make is going to be quite a bit bigger. We can make it bigger all around, or we can keep it kind of short and just wider. And I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep it kind of short, and just, it'll be just much wider because of the larger space that we have to cover going around the outside of a now getting bigger mandala. There you go. So see the shapes going on? It just starts to look really, really cool. It's almost like that negative space that you get between the two is what becomes the really, you know, interesting shape that you're getting. It's a little bit hypnotic or something. Hey Lisa, I didn't see you pop on. Thanks for joining. Let's see, what should we do next? How about if we do the same shape, let's just make it longer. So instead of keeping it short, I'm gonna bring it, you know, up to here. And this dot is just as a reference point to where I want the shape to end. And you know, you can put those kind of points, or you can, you know, just eyeball it. And just sometimes, especially in these bigger shapes, it makes it easier to kind of get the shape where you want it to go. It's hard to judge center as you get further out and the shapes get bigger. Go, still turning my paper, we're focusing on that. Remember, still focusing on our line work. So again, just to, you know, emphasize is, you know, we have our start point, we have our draw point, and stop point. Start, draw, stop. And again, that's just our way of keeping the experience very, very mindful, and keeping our focus on what we're trying to do on the mandala, on the tasks and the lines that we're making. Our main focus is to keep our mind from wandering and thinking about, you know, all the tasks of the day, all the things that we need to be doing, all the stuff that's bothering us. We want to let all that kind of fall away and have that, you know, really that period of where we can, you know, just focus on one task and be just absolutely in the moment. Let's see, time check. Got a few more minutes. Okay. Why don't we, I'm going to make, let's make one last thing. I'm going to just make a line, like our kind of, you know, not quite straight line from just, you know, the upper portion of these shapes. So we're just going to follow it around, and it's not going to be straight, obviously, because we're going from one side to the other, but we're not really trying to purposely make a circular line. We're just connecting the top of one shape to the next with a little bit of bend in our line. There we go. And then by the time we get to where we started, we have a nice circle going around and layering underneath of our shape, and I think that looks really cool. And one thing that you can do to kind of emphasize that, and I've done a video, I've done a live in the past about that, just give like a little, you know, short instruction on doing some shading on them. I think in my album DAMM videos, I've actually put, you know, in the description of the one that has that, but I'll do another one soon. But you can do some types of shading that really emphasize that kind of 3D look, and it ends up look really cool. But what we'll do now, instead of just like a basic shading, what I want to do is I want to make this line thicker, but just on the part that goes inside this line. So not all the way up to the tip. We're going to stop right here where this line stops, and just make that inside part there thicker. And just by kind of, you know, making another line right beside the other one. And so that will almost itself give it like a little shadow filling. And so it'll look a bit more 3D because of that. Let's see. Starting to run close to time, so I won't do all the way around just for time's sake, so I can show you a couple more things to fill in. And but I just wanted to do a few to kind of show you that effect of the sort of shadow, kind of 3D effect that you get by doing this. So you see the difference that makes from here to here. This looks much more flat than this over here. So it really kind of easily makes a cool effect in getting a little bit of 3D in there. And you can do that really on any of the layers. Let's see. What should we do? I'm going to make a kind of a teardrop shape in these. This is one of my favorite shapes, is doing this teardrop shapes inside of these pointy leaf or petal shapes, or my Hershey's Kisses shapes as I call them. Let's see, and let's actually repeat that. So let's just do another one just right on the inside. And so we kind of just have like a little double shape in there. And let's see, what can we do? Now it does get interesting in having, these shapes here to decorate them. because, part of the interest is the shape that makes. So, I mean, some of the things you can do is you can just, like make some of the lines thicker, again, just creating that kind of thicker line, that effect of like a little bit of 3D. And that will separate those shapes a little bit if you want to do that. You can also do maybe like a repeat of the whole shape to emphasize that. So if I want to just take and create an inside outline, an inside line of this shape. So that will actually then emphasize this shape. So, there's different things that you can do to kind of, highlight certain elements that you like in the different shapes. And you see, like, that was really skinny there. I just squeezed it in. No big deal. Let's see. Another thing that we can do, and let's see, on this one I'll show you. I'm actually going to make like a little half circle, just going on that little crevice there in between. And then I'm going to make some petals going from that. So it's almost like a little flower going on the center of that. And you can just squeeze those petals in there however they fit in. And so you have like little sunflowers or something coming up behind inside of the shape. And again, just to remind you, keep focus on your line work. And I bring myself, when I talk about this too, sometimes I'm bringing myself back to focusing on my lines, because I still, myself, will tend to, to start to rush through them sometimes, especially when I'm making repeated shapes. It's easy to just start going flop, 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 flop. And, you really are missing that mindful experience when you rush through them. So just, slowing back down. And usually when I will say that to you is when I'm bringing myself back to that point and reminding myself to slow down and pay attention to my line work. All right, let's see. Time check. Oh, I have got to go, actually. Wow, this time went by really fast. Okay, so that is it. Didn't get a lot of inside decoration done, but I have so many other videos. Just go and pop into one and see some of the other things I've done in some of the shapes, or just use your imagination and fill in, put spirals and circles and repeated lines and repeated shapes, anything to fill in the spaces. Anyway, that's it, guys. If you make a mandala, please share with me. I would love to see it again. And please share this video. I would just love to reach as many people as possible to, show them these mindful meditative mandalas, and or even just, have people watch. Again, it's just very relaxing to watch too. So yeah. Adele, oh, you are very welcome. Thank you. Yep, okay. All right, guys, I have got to run. Thanks again for joining me, and I will see you, tomorrow morning for my studio chat at 11:30, and then again tomorrow night at 5:30 for another DAMM time. All right, bye, guys. Mwah. See you.